on and bring on board Abhishek Kapoor, CEO at Puravankara, who is joining in with us. And mainly what we have in terms of an announcement that has come in, that the Karnataka CM has proposed a 14% rise in the property guidance value. Now, Mr. Kapoor, first want to understand is just the basic thing, that what does this rise mean in terms of the 14% rise in guidance value? Does that mean, how does that work out for the company? Also, how does it work out for someone who's looking to buy a property? What is the impact on them and how does this impact them?
This increase in guideline value has really two impacts. Basically, as far as the real estate developers are concerned, the cost of sanction and approvals will go up because the premiums that are calculated based on guideline value will go up. To that extent, it will push up the real estate prices. As far as the customer is concerned, today every customer pretty much has been buying above the guideline value and is paying above the stamp duty. So really there is no impact as far as the customers are concerned. But having said that, I think the impact that it will really have is on the cost for the developers, and that will obviously get passed on to customers, and therefore to that extent will be a price increase, real estate price increase.
Expected to see a real estate price increase. Mr. Kapoor, hi, very good afternoon. This is Shrishti joining in. Just wanted to understand that was this move on the expected line, and also going ahead, what's the expected increase in terms of the property tax and the land value? Is that also expected to see a jump after this announcement?
As far as the land values are concerned, that is more a demand supply and is not really driven by the guideline value to that extent, unless people deal with unaccounted money. But the point is that and that also doesn't work. So really, to that extent, I don't think there is any impact on the land. But having said that, I think what's important for us to understand is that this will definitely have some marginal impact on the present cost for the developers.
Well, sir, this is Mamakshi also joining in the conversation. Now, I would just like to know from you, like from a customer's perspective especially. Now, when the stamp duty does go up, it does cause a bit of it does hamper the sentiment a bit. So just wanted to understand from the demand perspective, do you see a major impact coming in as far as the stamp duty is concerned, as far as the revision in property guidance is concerned?
Not at all, actually. See, that's what I was saying. On the customer side, most of the customers who have been buying are already buying above the guideline value. So the stamp duty payment was anyways on above the guideline value already. And so therefore, there is really no impact as far as that is concerned. So to the extent that, as I mentioned earlier, I think the impact on the industry and on the customer will be, there may be price increase, a marginal price increase to make adjustments for this increased guideline value, impacting cost of FSI and cost of sanctions.
Okay. Also, Mr. Kapoor, just want to understand, you are saying, see, no major impact that we are expecting here. So, going forward, we could not expect any sentiment to impact, but how much of this will impact in terms of your business? Any signs in terms of the business on the positive or the negative side? Will that be an impact that we'll see on your balance sheet?
So as far as Puravankara is concerned, it's a good question. Fortunately, most of our sanctions have come through for the launches we were looking at doing here in Bangalore. So not much, but, it definitely will have an impact on all the sanctions which have not yet been done. And therefore, for those sanctions, most of the new supply that will come in will come at a marginally higher cost. And to that extent, there will be an increase in prices in the launch prices itself.
Mr. Puravankara, just lastly, obviously, I'll just want to understand. So, obviously, as of now, we're seeing that Puravankara for the business, what should we be expecting from the company going forward in Q1, Q2? What is the expectation there? And just another note.
Puravankara Q1 operating results are already out. And I think we've really performed very well. The pre-sales number have gone up by 119%. That is highest ever for us at 1126 crores vis-a-vis last year same quarter, which we were at about 513 crores. So that's very exciting. The other thing that's good is our collections have gone up by 52%. So for the last quarter, again, a very, very positive development, which enables us to continue to steer into our growth path and take more and more market share. And the third piece you asked about new launches. This year we have about 14 million square foot of new launches planned. We did about 6 million last year, mostly towards the end of it. So we are seeing some spillover impact from the last quarter to this quarter. And the rest of the projects we are expecting to launch in the coming quarters, especially in the second, third quarter. And therefore, you will continue to see this positive momentum as far as the pre-sales and cash flows are concerned.
Okay, and lastly, Mr. Kapoor, just wanting to understand that this particular announcement has been state-specific, but going ahead, do you expect that the other states will also follow the suit, and any more such announcements is that one can expect from other states and the state governments to announce that?
Hopefully not, because it does impact to some extent the prices. Hopefully not. But let us wait and see. I don't think that's in our control. That's for the governments to decide. But having said that, I think the governments also should be mindful that real estate sector does contribute significant amount as far as the premium and taxes and the business is concerned, right from GST to the stamp duty to the sanction cost across the country, across all states and all cities. So I think keeping that in mind, I think the states should be mindful and make sure that the real estate sector continues to grow at a robust pace.
Mr. Kapoor, just want to know that the cost has been going up. So, why in terms of the cost goes up is what you mentioned. So how does it impact the margins of the company? Could you just give us that highlight?
As I mentioned, for us, fortunately, Bangalore, all the projects we got the sanction, so we have not much of an impact will be there for us. But for new projects, as I mentioned, there will be when we are acquiring, which we are now in the mode of acquisitions. For those projects, we will have to factor in the new pricing in terms of the cost, and therefore also look at the pricing of the product, and the new launches which will also happen at a marginally higher cost to adjust for this. So even in the past, I'm sure we've had this conversation in the past when there was inflationary pressure on the commodity prices. The cost went up, and then it was passed on and pretty much absorbed very well by the market. So I think the same thing is expected to happen here for us, and I guess for most of the developers, at least in the Bangalore and the Karnataka region.
We'll let you go on that. Appreciate your time joining us on ET Now and helping with the first cut on what is the understanding of the news and how the industries are seeing this news can impact them. Thank you so much.